This is what this elegy wants after Tarfiya Faizallah. It wants to name the dead. Without a name, you wander lost in the sky. You roam its deep waters blind. Sometimes a god gives himself more than one name, sometimes 100 names. This elegy wants to see the future God sees. I wish I hadn't seen it, but soldiers plucked 18 women from the protests and took them to the museum to check for holes in their hymens. The plastic chairs by the glass cases of ancient amulets grew sticky with sweat. One night I went to the museum as an old woman, a reader of eyes. In my palms I held their heads, and in the voice of the future I read, "You will live a long life. You will love a man who sings. You will strike a hollow drum as he weeps. You will mother an orange tree that only grows birds, and in the eyes of birds you will see your eyes." But I found no women at the museum when I went. Stared into the eyes of men going nowhere on ships sailing nowhere. I knew the names of no one. Sometimes a god chooses to be no one. Sometimes I think I know why they did it. Sometimes I forget. See, it's not so easy to figure out. They took them to the museum to check if they were virgins. Why? What would it prove if they weren't? That the revolution was a whore? Go check to see we didn't rape them, said the general in his sleep. I lived in the museum for years. I gave up my name. I wandered lost. This elegy is trying hard to understand the afterlife, but I'm trying to understand this body. And is there a way to make it half woman, half ibis, so we'd all go back to the past and leave? Sometimes if you go all the way back to the past, you'll find it as you left it, even hear the wind breathing through it. I heard the wind breathing through it. Okay, the next one I'll read is the Contrapuntal that Jinjin mentioned. It's a contrapuntal. I'll read it one way to not bore everyone, but it's published on 4-way review if you want to read the rest of it. Okay. Scheherazade as Nile Bride after Yasmin Seal. The lost maps show we were all equally far from love, and there's no mercy hiding in the branches of rivers anywhere, so I excavated even the darkest hours. I fought an ancient fear to resolve the problem of a woman being a person. I hemmed 1,000 nights with stories, trying not to die. Then I thought, but the night has never been a stable thing. What if stories were not endless? What if you begin to love that which might kill you? What if your story rewrites you? To escape, I riddled the plans of men. I trapped water between my palms, silenced myself, made a new map, locked myself away in the eyes of a river with no eyes. And I thought of all the words, not a single word survived, but then I found inscribed on the riverbed, trilling in water, I found a manuscript, a marvel, where all the characters in thousands of stories were women and unnamed. To become many women, I named them all after me. The Nile waxed our beautiful backs. What a gruesome end. All of us made brides, the translators wrote, of the night. But what if we told another story? We winnowed songs from the lungs of the river god who sang eternally of women who refused to die, refused to die. Okay, the last poem I'll read, and thank you so much again, and this is from the Common last year. I love the Common. Thank you so much for your support and everyone for listening. Oh, okay. The Way Cacti Quiver. I am beginning to think about the middle and how we should behave in it. When I say you held me closer than clouds hold birds, you tell me it was coincidence we slept at all. Of course I wanted to stop. I dream every night of a man with the head of a man and the body of a scary sea creature. I dream the man is lost, so I carry him home. Of course, I mistake water for home and home for water, but at least I try. In the dream, no one searches for me. Awake, I show symptoms of love, but I cannot say for sure. I keep looking for the remedies for every ailment I wrote in Amman in the fall, sitting by the window, infested with doubt. I remember neither ailments nor remedies. By the ancient sugar mill where there used to be a river, we were told there was a time they cured everything with sugar. Thank you.